howdy, all you internet people out there. So I'm not having the best day pain-wise, and I know I'm going to seize up really quick. But before I do, I have a promise to keep. So I'm taking you on a little walk, which I usually do on a weekend if I can. I used to do it every day. I haven't done that for a long time. Usually do it on a weekend. I do this walk with a bag in one hand and a litter picker in the other. Today I have a hand here and a hand here, all empty, because I'm taking you on the journey with me. So it's only a quick walk, but I'll show you another little part near where I live so that you can see for yourselves. Enjoy. So this is all really badly overgrown, as you can see. The council, the government, whatever you want to call it, hasn't been out here for a little while, and they usually do it once a month. In that field there's usually 1 or 2 cows, but it's been left to fallow this year. I've never seen anything in this field, but I know they hunt pheasant and partridge. I'm going to put the phone down because there's somebody coming, out of respect. Taking the bear for a walk. So tempted to pick that up, and I've got nothing to put it in. Usually find a lot of alcohol bottles down here, fag packets, and wrappers of sweets, because this is a route that school kids take. Now when I come down here, usually it's between 6 and 7 a.m. and I absolutely love coming down here just as the birds are waking up, so you have to get the time of year just right. And just behind those trees there, you usually see windmills, and hear the birds start chirping before industry comes in. I don't know if you can see, but just there is industry. All along that tree line, industry. But it's lovely to be out here. You get the odd dog walker. I've already seen more today than I usually do on a weekend. It's very weird being out this late, and it's not even 10 a.m. yet. But for me, it's late. But I try and ignore the buildings, and I just look at the nature. Not so much the overgrown nature, but I do try and enjoy nature. So we're coming onto a housing estate, which I avoid for the moment, and I go along the beaten track. Now Beanie used to come on this walk with me almost daily, and then whenever a dog came along, she'd just kind of hold back and sit, and I'd have to turn round, go back and go, "It's okay," and bless them, the the dog walkers that we used to pass. Used to be really, really kind, put their dog on a lead because they all knew about Beanie. Oh, that's a hefty bunch. They all knew about Beanie. And then there was one day we had a new dog walker, and Beanie did her usual, and she hung back, and this man said, "Oh, don't worry, my dog won't go for the cat." And I went, "Yeah, but I've got to stand here because dogs and cats." And he said, "Oh, it'll be all right." And just as they passed, the dog went for poor Beanses. And, oh, poor Bean didn't half cry. Screamed, cried, and ran up this tree. Just here. And see that branch there? She was there. And it wasn't as overgrown as this. It was pretty bare at that point. And after the dog had gone, it took nearly 3 hours to get her down. I wasn't tall enough to reach for her. She was too scared to jump down. It was a bit of an ordeal, and she hasn't come on a walk with me since. Now, you saw back there were quite a few berries on the bushes. That's worrying. Berries this early, when it's still early September, that's kind of bad news, because that means we're in for a bad winter. Because they're feeding up nature to prepare for the bad winter. Not good. We'll see what happens. This is just a tiny little copse. Just a tiny little one. But I love walking through here. Because all you see is nature. And then when you're in here in the early morning, all you hear is nature. Oh, it's wonderful. Really is wonderful. Rubbish, I so want to pick it up. So want to pick it up. Do tend to find quite a bit down here. Hawthorn. Or is it rosehip? Can you hear that? I don't know how good my microphone is. So everything's been harvested for this year. Industry. This in the winter is lovely. We're going along here. If I go up that way, I head toward the next town over, which I don't want to do. Got no interest in going into the town. Oh, there's a little putty cat, which is now running away from me. I can't blame it. So I'm only going along this way for one reason, because this is the route that I take. There tends to be a lot of litter along this hedgerow, which I try and grab because it helps the farmer. Although he's told me off a couple of times just for walking along the beaten track. But, I'm not walking on the actual field. You can see where he comes to with the combine. Well, you've got a brand new combine harvester, and I'll give you the key. Come on now, let's get together in perfect harmony. We got 28 years and you got 43. I got a brand new combine harvester and I'll give you the key. Yeah. You can mute that bit if you like. Whoops. Actually, I should have said that before I came out with such a thing. Now you see all these? These have been deliberately put here by the farmer because this used to be a thoroughfare once upon a time. So I used to come from there, come all the way down here, come there, loop and go through. But he did this 6-7 months ago and it kind of messed things up. So now I go up to here, I turn around and I go back again, which seems a little bit pointless to you maybe, but this is what I do and I'm showing you what I do. So you do get the odd dog walker that comes along there, despite apparently the farmer saying no they don't. There's one just there right in front of me. It happens, but when it comes to hunting season I can understand them not wanting to be on the fields because you could get shot. Because of course people look exactly like partridges and pheasants, of course. So that little copse over there, I don't know if I'm going to be getting close enough right now, but I'm going to try. And sorry for the wind. It's Mother Nature, it's not me. Certainly plenty of crows enjoying whatever's left over. I did pause back there because I was wondering whether to do my other cut through or to carry on, but I'm going to carry on because I want to show you if you can see it, if my camera picks it up. So just there is a bird hide, and that's where they sit and they'll shoot things on this field and that field. So I'll go a slightly different route, but only slight. Get the odd little bunny in here as well, which is nice. Get a lot of litter as well, which is not so nice. So when I was a kid, we used to have something similar to this on the edge of a field, and we did a very similar thing of making a den. This isn't the best by any means, but you grab what you can and you go with it. Ours, I remember we had someone's old sofa on it, on it. And we had a couple of footstools. It was very weird. Very, very weird. And carpet. Can never forget the carpet. Of course, when the rain came, well, that was a time when you avoided sitting on the sofa, really. But at least they've made an effort here. Oh, litter, I don't like it. Do you remember being a kid and having no inhibitions and just doing something because you felt like doing something? Not because society has told you to do it. Tell you what, in the comments below, if you're still listening, if you're still here, please let me know if you had a den. Not one that was properly made by adults and in a designated suburban area, in that sense, but a den made by kids for kids. And yet you looked at it like it's the best hangout ever. Let me know in the comments below, please. Be nice to hear your little stories. So I'm going back this way, which isn't my norm, but I'm doing it for the moment, but I'm going to get back on track in a moment. There's no more nature, more's the pity. Oh, so many berries. Kaplucked. But it's very, very upper class. Not a very, very upper class, that's pushing it things a little bit. But the houses we're about to pass are of value. It's a better way of putting it, isn't it? It's me that lives in government housing, and I am so very, very lucky and pleased to be in that housing. But around here, it's for people that can afford to have a house. And not just have a house, but a nice house. Oh, it's 10 a.m. Church bells are going. Can you hear them? (10 a.m) So normally I would come out up there, up that path, and I'd come down, and now I'm back on where I have my track. And I hate this alley because the dogs keep weeing up the fence, so it absolutely stinks down this alley. It absolutely stinks. So we have some beautiful houses. In sight of the church. Love that. Love that all the ivy's kind of taking over the window. It's a shame it's taking over the window, but still. I think it looks beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to let this car go. So this building here is one that I showed in a previous video. As a skim past. But it's a beautiful old building that they've recently washed the stonework of. And the tiny little windows, they're so diddy and so lovely. And when I say diddy, I mean they're bigger than minuscule. About 3 hands. 3 of my hands up. And then this one I showed you a couple of days ago as well, but I'll come back to that. But this one, I knew I'd come back to show you properly. But you can see this house was built 1622. The preschool was founded by Thomas B.V.R. Bank and Margaret, his wife, in 1387. 1687. 1587? I'm going to go with the 15 because it's not quite the same as 16. But it's up there, got a sundial, and above each door it's got the founding stones with the date 1622 on. It's lovely. Absolutely beautiful. Some of the old buildings around here are just gorgeous. Anyway, that's enough for today. You've had your walk. Enjoy!